Greetings, loyal patrons, and once again, I sincerely apologize for not posting a bonus video last week. Like I said, my dad came in for a visit. I don't get to spend a lot of time with my dad, so I opted to just spend time with him and have a good time with him. And, I just decided that, producing videos that weekend was not as high as a priority than spending time with my dad, whom I rarely get to see. So anyway, early this morning, Voltron Legendary Defender Season 2 premiered. Voicing my opinions on the second season. If you haven't seen it, stop this video right now, go to Netflix, watch those 13 episodes, and then come back because this is going to be spoiler heavy. So yeah, please, I will not be insulted. Go watch those 13 episodes. But anyway, if you're sticking around, if you've seen it, awesome. And if I can summarize Season 2 into 2 words, I would say fucking epic. Holy crap. So, as most of you already know, I absolutely loved Season 1. As far as I'm concerned, this is the best cartoon, I should say animated series, to be produced by DreamWorks. I usually have very little faith in their animated shows. They're usually not very good. I think one of the better ones is the Kung Fu Panda one. It's actually pretty decent. But the rest are just, they do not impress me. So, I checked this out with a great deal of trepidation and just was completely blown away by Season 1. Excellent cast, excellent animation, excellent writing, and of course 2 of my favorite creators, Lauren Montgomery and Joaquin Dos Santos, are in charge of the project. I'm pretty sure this is the first time they've ever produced an animated show themselves, and my God, what a great way to start a long career of producing cartoons, being in charge of animated shows. Amazing. So, as most of you know, the first season ended on a huge cliffhanger to the point that I was like, oh my God, I can't, when the hell does the second half, Season 2 premiere? Because I gotta watch this right now. So, as soon, I subscribed to the Netflix YouTube channel, and I would check it out on a regular basis, which is great. I highly recommend it. Keeps you up to date as to what's coming up on Netflix, be it original Netflix shows or other television shows or movies that they are posting, and they're really good about keeping you up to date. So the second that I saw that Voltron Legendary Defender Season 2 was coming, I wrote it down on my calendar, and I was ready to watch it. And as most of you already know, I talk about this all the time, I try not to binge watch things. I like to watch things slowly and absorb them little by little, with the major exception of the Marvel Netflix shows. Daredevil Seasons 1 and 2 and Luke Cage, I just devoured them. Here, where I live, Netflix shows premiere at 3:15 a.m. That's the time when they're officially posted for the day. So those 3 shows, or those 3 seasons, I should say, I just stayed up, 3:15 a.m., boom, turned it on, and didn't stop watching them until they were over. I managed to watch Jessica Jones with some level of discipline and watch each episode little by little. But that's it. Marvel, Netflix, and nothing else. Like Troll Hunters premiered, and I was up at that time, didn't watch it, went to bed, and then when I got up later, I watched a couple episodes, so on and so on. Didn't feel the need to binge it all, but I was so hyped and excited and anxious to see Voltron Legendary Defender Season 2 that the minute that the clock turned from 3:14 a.m. to 3:15 a.m., I turned on the TV and turned on the Roku and started watching it and didn't stop until it was over, until I've watched all 13 episodes, binged the hell out of it, and enjoyed every moment. Just wonderful, wonderful experience. Excellent, just as excellent as the first half, if not a little better, because this half, of course, had an actual conclusion to the storyline that has ran throughout all 26 episodes. So if, God forbid, the show ends here, I would be very happy. But I'm pretty sure they're going to get another season because this was amazing. And I guarantee you it's getting lots of views and good reviews all across the board. Views and reviews. So if this season had an ongoing theme, was a theme of separation and unity. If you notice, the season opens with the team getting split apart and then coming back together again. And this is the theme that keeps happening throughout the season. They kept getting separated, and they only truly succeed when they rejoin again, which, is a metaphor for Voltron himself. He is a robot made up of a lot of smaller robots. And this also affects the villains as well. Surkon becomes obsessed with regaining the Black Lion. He used to be the paladin of the Black Lion, and he becomes disconnected with the rest of his forces, especially Hagar, who is his second in command, and he who should definitely listen to her, but doesn't. So there's the ongoing theme of that, and how, you can only succeed when, you trust others and you join forces with others, which is great advice for just life in general. But I have to say, the same flaw that I noticed in the first half of the season 1, I keep saying first half, sorry. The first season, it still runs through the second season. The bad guys, even though they're cool and they're threatening and they're badasses, they're not that great. They're very one-dimensional. They're just evil, and they do evil things for evil reasons, and that's it. Which is a pretty strong contrast to the heroes, who are very much three-dimensional, interesting characters. Hunk, he appears to be this cowardly, clumsy guy, but when he is needed, he always comes through. He is the bravest, most able guy. He's just not your stereotypical hero. And another element that I loved was how Princess Allura, when she finds out that Keith is half Gulra, she instantly becomes very prejudiced towards him, which felt abrupt, but at the same time it showed that this beautiful, badass, super smart princess is not perfect. Okay, she might appear to be perfect, but she's not perfect. And very much like any human being, she will let her prejudice against another person get the better of her, even if it's somebody that she knows she should trust. So that was really, really cool. As far as what I thought about Keith being half Gulra, honestly, I don't care. It didn't interest me one bit. The part that interested me was the whole, the princess's reaction. However, this is just them establishing a storyline for the future, so we'll see how it turns out. But for now, I'm really not interested. But we'll see how it turns out. Who knows? Maybe at first I thought, maybe Hagar is his mother. But they just revealed that Hagar is Altan. So maybe Hagar is Princess Allura's mother. That would be interesting. So we'll find out. Maybe it'll have a really, really, really interesting conclusion. Maybe not. We'll find out. For now, not that interested in it. This season also had more of the paladins bonding with their lions, like developing an even stronger spiritual connection with their lions. A lot of people see a lot of religious undertones there, about having faith and all that. Personally, I just thought it was a cool, thing that adds to the idea of only selected individuals being able to be paladins, or in the mythology of the show, for whatever reason, right now only humans are paladins, which I find a bit odd. There's such a huge universe filled with such an amazing variety of aliens. Humans are the only ones that are pilots of the Voltron lions. But hey, it is what it is. We'll see what happens as we go along. So they're hinting a lot that they will follow the plot lines or the status quo of the original anime a little bit closer, where Jiro is no longer the leader, like he goes away, and then Keith becomes the leader, and the princess takes over as the fifth paladin. If that happens, I'll be somewhat okay with it, but I have become very much attached to Jiro, played by Josh Keaton. He is such a cool, interesting character, and yes, I fully agree with all of you. He looks like a grown-up version of Zack Saturday's. Zack Saturday, from The Secret Saturday. I agree. But I would hate to lose him as a character, but at the same time, I agree that it would be very interesting to throw that another wrinkle into the storylines. But yeah, that would be interesting, and it would be really, really cool for the princess to be a paladin as well. So who's my favorite character? I would have to say that right now it's a toss-up between Hunk and Pidge. Those to me are the absolute best characters on the show. I hope that they do an episode with just the two of them together. They get into an adventure. They kind of did that this time around, where they had an episode where it was just Hunk and Lance, and they had this underwater adventure. But I want to see that, but with just Hunk and Pidge together, just a full episode. That would be awesome. So anyway, if you were wondering, yeah, 10 points in the bad attitude meter. This show is awesome. Check it out as soon as you get the chance. It is great. If you haven't seen it already. So yeah, check it out. As usual, thank you so much, each and every one of you, for your support. We're working extremely hard on the Blockbuster Buster reboot, and I hope you guys end up liking it, because we're making it exclusively for you guys, and in hopes that you will dig it. So again, thank you, because honestly, truly, we could not do what we do without you.